Hello everyone, Yureko is here, and today we are going to talk about the domains. And first one for this episode is a hidden place of Zhou formula, which is basically a needed domain for the hero characters. For example, for the Xanlin, and for a new character which just comes out, Hu Tao. So first of all, there is so many problems with that domain because there are the restrictions basically, and one of the restrictions says that when melt is triggered, an energy pass will occur dealing damage to surrounding opponents, and that is actually really good. But the overload, when it's triggered, you will be hit by a powerful blast, causing your character to take damage. And here are the Pyro characters, the Pyro enemies. So by fighting them, you are not able to use an electric moves. So the point is to use the ice characters and water characters. This is the basic strategy for this domain, especially for the higher levels. For the 90 level and 80 level, I'm doing this domain with this levels, like see 10 levels lower than it should be, and I am able to do that. How's that going to be? First of all, I have an ice character, and her weapon is upgraded to 90 level. Actually, it's not the best weapon. Also, you can get many other better weapons, and you can even get maximized your artifacts, which will help you out doing this domain. But since I got a Hu Tao, I want to get the artifacts for her pretty quickly. As you can see here, I was able to get these artifacts. They seems pretty nice. So what now I'm doing is just trying to print out the best ones with the good stats on her and figure out what is good on her. First of all, you should be getting on this domain and a water character, and the reasons are a few. First of all, it's much easier to defeat the first slice, and also you need to remove the shield of the mages, and you can do that very quickly with the water characters, because if you use the electric, you will get damaged and you will be just dying pretty quickly. Believe me, the damage by overload is really high, so you can literally just kill yourself like all the time. So yeah, just get a water character. And actually, as you can see in this domain, I have the electro character, but I'm not using electro skills, or I'm using the electro skills, but I'm healing myself with Jin. So this combination, if you're going using the electro character like a Whistle, you're using some other character which can balance the health loss. For example, the Jin, she can help the full party with her ultimate. It's really effective. You'll be able to see that on the video that I will put somewhere here. The fight in the background. Also, the water character is really useful to make the sweat status, so you can use your freezing character to freeze them. The ice character. For example, Ganyu. Well, my Ganyu is just like this. It's also not the best artifacts yet, but remember, she's really good at charging attacks. She can deal really lots of damage, so if you have her, you can use her to fight this domain. Her ultimate and E are also pretty useful, especially for fast freezing enemies. My main dealer, the damage dealer, is still a Whistle though. A Whistle has the physical build So the mostly I'm just shooting at the enemies. I'm not using her E or ultimate at this domain. Well, mostly, but to be honest, I'm using her E. I'm just healing myself with G. That's why I did mention that area. And that's it. The strategy here. Instead of the Ganyu, you can use, for example, the Shonyun. You can use the Diana. They are also good for freezing. And the other way to maximize your chances of win is to use Chaldi if you have. Chaldi is really good at this domain. He has really good E ability, and he's basically a DPS water character. Or I say water, but it's a Hydro character. Hydro. It's a difference in spelling. So if you have that Chaldi, you shouldn't hesitate. You can just use him, and with the combination of Mona and ice character like Ganyu and healing one, or even not, maybe some other one like Sucrose, which will bust the effects of freezing of the red status or something like this. Something that will increase your damage but not cause the overload. First of all, I can say that on this level, it takes something like 5 minutes to defeat these enemies, but don't worry, you'll be rewarded greatly because you always should aim at getting the best artifacts, which I mean the legends. So doing the lower levels is just taking a time and yeah, it's consuming your energy. It's better to just aim at the highest, better artifacts, right? Even if you're going to use them for just a moment. So about the domains, we can say that basically things you need to do is to check out the conditions and then decide what kind of characters are best to use at each domain, because it's really important. It really makes the game easier than using the one team. It's all about this. Make the various team for various situations. You will be much able to complete the domain, improve yourself, and you will do this faster than doing everything with the one team. So yes, you should continue increasing your team possibilities, getting new artifacts for them, thinking about the builds and best use of them for each domain. I can also recommend some artifacts which you can use on each character, but I think they deserve a separate video, even though I did show you a bit. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to figure out. For sure, you want to get some nice hydro items which you can use to defeat the enemies, or maybe you can use the nobles if you have mana, but that's everything depends for the characters and the way you're fighting with. And mostly when I am doing the fight here, I am trying to freeze the characters, deal them the most damage, and if you're triggering the melt, you should also use some fire character. For example, Xianlin. If you're fighting in this domain, you're just reaching enemy, putting the Goba, and you're making the interaction between the elements. You're just doing the melt, and it will just evaporate the enemies. But yeah, you'll get the possibility that it's not that useful at the characters like slimes, because you can't fire them right. You can freeze them still, and you can deal that damage though. Same with the mages, right? So I think you really should consider to bring up the hero characters also. onto this domain. I think the best way of using Salin is with connection with Ganyu Ultimate, when she will be able to freeze everyone. When you use, for example, Mona, then Ganyu, then you're using the Salin Ultimate, and then it's creating the melt. So you're basically dealing much more damage than normal because of the condition, right? So you should also check it out in every domain. And still, if you don't have a good fire character, then I would recommend you the first team, the easier team, right? You should be able to see everything on a small window with the fight, I bet. I bet I put it somewhere here. I hope I did. So yeah, that's everything for this episode. If you like the video, subscribe, leave the comment below, and like the video. And we are waiting for the new characters to come into the game. So happy wishes, guys. Hopefully you will get a Hu Tao as well. See ya.